My daughters, aged 17 and 15, have had a rocky relationship with my ex-husband's parents since he passed away in an accident last year. The drama has been intense, especially considering my ex's infidelity, and the fact that he left behind 2 boys with his affair partner, who also died. Now his parents are trying to gain custody of my daughters, and even attempting to live with us. The custody battle is headed to court, and the second scenario is simply out of the question. This past weekend, we visited a local market known for its fresh produce, meats, and other goods straight from farmers. It was a special occasion because it was my youngest daughter's birthday. Since her party is later in the month, I decided to give her a budget and let her roam the market to pick out whatever treats she wanted, mostly chocolate and sweets. After about an hour, I started to get worried. Just as I was about to call her, she called me in tears. She said some strange women had cornered her. I rushed over with my oldest daughter and found 6 older women, berating her for being unchristian because she refused to spend time with her paternal grandparents and wanted to be a good big sister to her orphaned baby brothers. My daughters had learned about their father's infidelity and the existence of the boys, and understandably, they weren't fond of the situation. They're working through their trauma with a therapist. I stepped in between my daughter and the group of women, instructing my eldest to pay for her sister's items and head to the car. Then I turned to the women, some I recognized from my time at my ex-in-law's church, and let them have it. They accused me of being a terrible mother for not obeying my ex-in-laws like a good Christian wife. It was infuriating. Eventually, the commotion got so loud that we were asked to leave the market. I managed to get my daughters into the car while the women followed us like vultures, but I drove away before they could reach us. Later that night, after my girls went to bed, I reached out to a friend from that church. I explained what had happened, and after he apologized, he filled me in on the chaos that had unfolded. My ex-mother-in-law had posted a lengthy rant in the church's Facebook group, painting my daughters and me as villains. She claimed we were leaving them homeless and penniless, despite the fact that they had inherited my ex's personal bank account and life insurance. She even accused us of being the reason she lost her grandsons, who were now living with distant relatives. It was a sob story worthy of a Hallmark movie, and of course, the more extreme members of the church rallied around her. This church is known for its strict stance against cheating, which gave me a glimmer of hope. My ex-mother-in-law had to twist the narrative to avoid exposing his infidelity. She claimed the other woman was our surrogate since I couldn't have more children, and suggested I didn't want the boys because they were male. It was a disgusting accusation. I decided it was time to set the record straight. Since my divorce was still in progress when my ex died, I had all the evidence I needed to clear our names. The next day, I went to a print shop and made copies of everything: photos of my ex cheating, text conversations with his affair partner, messages from his parents supporting him, and the emails and texts where they bullied my daughters about their baby brothers. One particularly vile message called my daughters bastards and blamed them for their father's death because they had exposed the affair. This was just 2 days after my ex's passing. I paid extra to have everything printed on high-quality paper. Then I spent hours creating personalized binders that resembled the little prayer song packets the church gives out. The first image in the binders was of my ex and his affair partner making out in our living room. Their faces were unmistakable, and they looked nothing like me. Underneath, I labeled it with their names, ex-husband's name, and affair girl's name. I took the binders to the church before service, slipping them into the songbook desk at the back, where no one ever checks. The gossip spread like wildfire. The names my ex and his affair partner were called in the Facebook group were so harsh that even the pastor had to step in to keep things somewhat civil. People were outraged at my ex-in-laws for their treatment of my daughters. While I was still criticized for the divorce, many expressed understanding, suggesting that I might one day return to the light, unlike my cheating husband and his accomplice. I even received 2 apology letters for my daughters and an invitation to join the church for support. As for my ex-in-laws, they faced shaming that forced them to leave the church. My ex-mother-in-law posted about feeling alienated, lamenting how no one cares for the elderly anymore. She wished her great son were still alive, claiming he would have taken care of her and her husband. I couldn't help but wonder how, considering I was the breadwinner. Regarding the will, my ex had named his parents as beneficiaries. I had thought he had named our daughters instead. I never pushed to be the beneficiary myself, as my own will names my daughters as the beneficiaries, not him.